Most African artists want to go global. Very few actually do it. And even fewer do it while staying completely, unapologetically true to where they come from. Juma Jux is doing exactly that. Today, we are breaking down exactly how one Tanzanian king is putting East Africa on the global map and why the whole world is starting to pay attention. And if you have been following the Nkambala story on this channel, Luluberry Damsel TV, you already know that Juma Jux is not just a musician, he is a movement, a brand, a cultural ambassador who carries Tanzania and the whole of East Africa on his shoulders everywhere he goes. For those just joining us, welcome. Hit that subscribe button right now because today's video is one of the most important breakdowns we have done on this channel. Let's get into it. Step 1. He made Bongo Plava impossible to ignore. Let us start with the music because everything begins there. Juma Jux did not just make Bongo Plava music, he elevated it. He took the sound that Tanzania has always been proud of and he polished it, refined it, and presented it to the world in a way that demanded to be taken seriously. His collaboration with some of East Africa's biggest names, including Bonso and Kikepeo, created moments that crossed borders instantly. Kikepeo did not just hit number one in Tanzania, it became a conversation across East Africa, West Africa, and beyond. The Butterfly Challenge activated. Fans from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and beyond were sharing, streaming, and engaging with a Bongo Plava record because Juma just made it impossible not to. That is what global impact looks like. Not performing in a different language, not abandoning your roots, but making your roots so rich, so beautiful, and so compelling that the whole world wants to know more. Step 2. He built a fashion empire that speaks Africa. Now let us talk about African Boy because this is where Juma Jux's global story goes beyond just music. African Boy is not just a clothing brand. It is a statement, a declaration that African fashion, East African fashion specifically, belongs on the same stage as any global fashion brand in the world, operating across 5 countries: Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, and Congo. African Boy has given East Africa a fashion identity that is proud, bold, and completely homegrown. And with the July 1st, 2026 collection drop already announced and the whole of Africa counting down, Africa Boy is about to make its biggest statement yet. Think about what means for East Africa, a fashion brand born in Tanzania, growing across the continent, announcing new collections with mysterious butterfly emojis that generate global conversation. That is not just a clothing line. That is a cultural export, and Juma Jux is the architect behind every single stitch. Step 3. He married West Africa and built a continental bridge. Now, here is the step that most people underestimate completely. When Juma Jux married Priscilla and Kambala, he did not just gain a wife, he gained a bridge. A direct, living, breathing connection between East Africa and West Africa that no business deal or diplomatic agreement could ever replicate. Priscilla's Nigeria audience, millions of followers across Instagram and TikTok, suddenly had a reason to pay attention to Tanzania, to Bungo Plava, to African Boy, to Juma Jux. And Juma Jux East African audience suddenly had a reason to pay attention to Nigeria, to Nollywood, to Lagos, to everything Priscilla represents. Together, they became a continental bridge, and brands noticed immediately. Air Tanzania signed them both as joint ambassadors, not separately, together, because the combined reach of this couple, East Africa plus West Africa, is something no single artist or influencer can offer alone. That is not just a love story. That is a continental strategy, and Juma Jux executed it beautifully. Quick pause right here. If this breakdown is opening your eyes to how big the Nkambala story really is, make sure you are subscribed so you never miss another moment. Hit that subscribe button right now because Juma Jux is just getting started and you want to be right here when the next chapter drops. Step 4. He took East Africa to China, and now the step that perhaps surprised Africa the most, China. Juma Jux did not just visit China as a tourist. He went back to a country that shaped him, where he studied earlier in his career, and he brought Priscilla, Fatima, and the whole Nkambala story with him. And what happened in China was not just travel content, it was cultural diplomacy. Two Africans dressed in traditional Chinese harmful in a Chinese palace, embracing a completely different culture with confidence, respect, and genuine curiosity, creating images that traveled further than any press release could. Africa in Asia, East meets West Africa, and Juma Jux, who already understood China from his student days, navigated that cultural exchange with the ease of a man who has always known that the world is bigger than one continent. That global perspective, born in Tanzania, educated in China, married to Nigeria, building across Africa, is exactly what makes Juma Jux one of the most uniquely positioned artists in the world right now. The lessons in this story, here is what Jumaji's global journey teaches us. Lesson 1. Stay rooted while reaching global. He never abandoned Buru Blava. He never pretended to be something he is not. He took what was already beautiful about East Africa and made the world come to it. Lesson 2. Build bridges, not just platforms. His marriage to Priscilla, his China connection, his African boy expansion, every move builds a bridge to a new audience, a new market, a new opportunity. Lesson 3. Let your life be your greatest content. The wedding, the China trip, the Kikepeu butterfly, the Lagos house, every chapter of his life adds to the story, and the story is what brings the global spotlight. In conclusion, Bongo Plava at number 1. African boy across 5 countries, a Nigerian wife bridging 2 continents, a China connection opening Asian doors, and a butterfly symbol that Africa cannot stop talking about. Juma Jux is not waiting for the world to discover East Africa. He is taking East Africa to the world himself. And the world, slowly but surely, is paying attention. If this video inspired you today, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this story. Subscribe so you never miss another breakdown like this. And drop in the comments which of these 4 steps do you think has the biggest global impact. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.